Oh, was I muted that whole time? That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Okay, I'm not muted anymore. All right, so welcome Raiders, welcome everybody. Man, I needed somebody in chat to tell me that I was muted. Thank you very much, everybody. Still muted says MSAC. Well, I don't think I'm muted anymore. But thank you very much to JD Does Dev. JD Does Dev. I'd like to ask what you were doing on stream today, or maybe somebody from his chat can tell me what everybody was doing. Can hear you. Well, thank you very much, Theo. Nice to hear. Not muted, but a bit low, tiny bit low. I'll try to speak up so that everybody can hear. We were just going through how to. I can tell you what we weren't doing. What were you not doing, MSAC? Let's open up our PicoCTF web shell. So you can do that by accessing the handy dandy web shell button over here. I am in an echoey kind of room. I'd really like to fix up my my setup, but right now I'm in a kind of echoey room. But maybe I was hoping that that the streaming software would be able to reduce some of that echo. All right, so click on the PicoCTF web shell button, and then you want to click on this button over here to pop it out and put it in its own terminal, in its own web browser tab over here. All right, got a big got a big house. Well, I wouldn't call it a big house, but there is a room, and it fits the computer, and that's sufficient for me. All right, so what you need to do is you want to input your PicoCTF username. Mine is the Shy Hat. And after that, you need to input your password. So let me go get my password from my password manager program. So to anybody who's not using a password manager program, please do so, because it's the best way to avoid reusing passwords whenever you're logging into your services. All right, so we've now logged into our PicoCTF web shell, and we're going to be using the web shell to solve most of our challenges today. What we need to do is we need to go back to the PicoCTF web page over here, and we're going to look up the first challenge we're going to be solving today. Let's go with Python wrangling. All right, so we're going to go to the all categories, and let's look this one up. It's called Python Wrangler, or Python Wrangling Web, rather. So I'm going to copy the link to this particular challenge into the chat for everybody to use. Theo says, I raid JD Dev. He has to dip quickly, and we were guided to you by Agent 57 and GoPro Slowyo. Glad to be here. Glad to see you guys. Glad to see everybody here. Agent 57 asks, what password manager would you recommend? Well, I recommend Bitwarden. I've used other password managers before, but Bitwarden lets you use a free account, and it also lets you use your free account with multiple devices. So that's why I recommend Bitwarden. Bitwarden is relatively well priced. Well, I've never really considered the paid portion, but I make use of the free version, and I haven't had to think about upgrading so far. Let's see. You can also self-host it with Rustwarden. I've never really taken a look at that, but I might research that in the future. All right. So Python wrangling over here. So it says here that Python scripts are invoked kind of like programs in the terminal. Can you run this Python script using this password to get the flag? All right, so we're trying to get used to using Python in the terminal, and the first thing we need to do to solve this challenge is we need to download these files over here. Actually, we need to download 3 files. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first thing you want to do is you want to right-click these links and select Copy Link Address. We're going to do that for all 3 of these links over here. and we're going to go into our Python web shell. I'm going to create a directory to solve this challenge in. So that's going to be the makedir command. So it's going to be makedir Python wrangling, and then I'm going to enter that directory with the cd command. And then once we're here, we can download the file using the wget command. So it's wget, and then paste in the URL that leads to the file with Control-Shift-V, and then we download that. We can repeat this 2 times. Hack the Planet is now following. Thank you very much, Hack the Planet. And I look forward to catching your streams when you're online. All right, so the second file, we're going to copy the link address for that as well, and then download that. And we're going to repeat the same for the third file. So when all is said and done, we've got 3 files in here. We've got a Python file called NE, and we have a file called flag.txt.en, and a file called pw.txt. So if you feel like solving the challenge along with us, you can go ahead and log into your PicoCTF into the PicoCTF website, and then navigate to the URL that I've left in chat over there. The challenge is called Python wrangling, and what we need to do in this challenge is we need to simply run the file end.ne.py with Python. And you can do that from the terminal by just doing python ne.py. When you run it, it tells you the syntax that it wants. So it's nd.py and then -e or -d and then the file name. Okay, so in this case, we want to -d, I assume, is going to be decrypt, and then we need to provide the name of the file. So it's going to be Python. Well, wouldn't that be something? Python end.py and then -d for decrypt, and then it would be flag.txt.en, I assume. So we're going to run that, and it says please enter the password. But we don't know what the password is. So we're just going to enter text, and it gives us a big error over here. So how can we figure out what the password is? Well, there was this file that we downloaded over here called pw.txt. That might be it. Let's read that file with the cat command. So if we assume that this is the password, let's copy this, and then let's rerun the Python command that we did earlier. So we're going to run this, and then we're going, I shouldn't have copied that. Okay, we're going to copy this, and then we're going to run the file, and then it's going to ask for the password over here. All we need to do is we need to paste in this password, Control-Shift-V, and then enter. And this is the flag for this particular challenge. The flag is the goal for all CTF challenges. What you need to do is copy the flag, then go back to PicoCTF on this challenge page over here, and you need to submit the flag to the flag field over here. Click into that and paste in the flag, and then click on Submit Flag. And that's it, you're done. So it says, hooray, you've earned points. That's points are what we always want. So click on the challenge again. What we really want to do after we solve each one of these challenges is we want to show appreciation for the challenge makers by clicking on the upvote button over here. So click on that, and then we can show some appreciation towards the challenge makers. So that's Python wrangling finished. All right, so if anybody was following along and solving the challenge with us, and you managed to solve the challenge, please type Python done, and then some PogChamps. So PogChamp, because it looks like a snake. All right, that one's done. So let's move on to the next challenge. So now that we've gotten a little taste of running Python inside the terminal, let's solve the codebook challenge. All right, so we're going to search by name over here. We're going to go look for codebook, and this is the codebook challenge here. I'll copy the link for everybody in chat. And Agent 57 says, Python done. Welcome. Well done, Agent 57. All right, so Agent 57, are you a pen tester or an InfoSec student? I don't know too much about you. I don't know too much about a lot of the people in chat. If you wanted to tell me all about your cybersecurity journey, or where you are, if you're studying cybersecurity or if you're working in the cybersecurity field, please let me know, because I would very much like to have a conversation with everybody here. All right, so we're solving codebook now, and the challenge description says, run the Python script code.py in the same directory as codebook. So we have to download the files again and run Python. All right, Agent 57 says he's learning and studying for the 701 Sec Plus at the moment, just passed the A Plus and Net Plus. Well, those are some great foundations for getting into the cybersecurity field. How long have you been studying cybersecurity, if I may ask? All right, so we're going to go to the web shell and we're going to create our challenge environment. This one is called codebook, so we're going to do make dir codebook, and then we're going to enter that directory. Agent 57 says, just secured funding for one of the HT Act the Box certs, 2 for the next cert. Since COVID, to be honest. Oh, well, I've been into cybersecurity since about the year 2020 as well. So I'm glad to see people who are getting into cybersecurity around the same time as I did. That's great. All right, so we're going to copy the links for these two files, code.py and codebook.txt. And then we're going to use wget again to download the files. BitSpectre says cactus. Cactus? Cactus. I'm not too sure what cactus means. All right, so let's copy the second file and also wget it to our web shell. And now we have these two files in our directory here. So if we were to read codebook.txt, let's see what's in here. So there's this random string over here. BitSpectre says, no one ever does, that's the best part. Howdy. Well, howdy, BitSpectre. BitSpectre says, said cactus, and he says howdy. So could I deduce that BitSpectre is from Texas or somewhere in the south, like Arizona? This is just my best guess. All right, so we need to run the Python script code.py in the same directory as codebook.txt. Let's try that. Hopefully it's just that easy. Python code.py, and that's all we need to do. All right, so this is one of those sanity check challenges that are so named to be very easy and to help people understand that that the challenges are solvable. All right, so codebook is done. All we need to do is paste in the flag and submit it, and then upvote the challenge. All right, that's codebook done. All right, so Cactus, BitSpectre says that Cactus originally from Phone Losers of America like 20-ish years ago. I've used it as an icebreaker of sorts since then. I actually live in, I'm gonna assume that's Missouri. My geography isn't all that great. Michigan, not Missouri. Is Missouri MS? Which one is what is the two-letter acronym for Missouri? MS is Mississippi. MO. There are too many states in the United States that start with M. Is what I'm trying to say. All right, so codebook is done. All right, let's move on to the next one. So let's try a slightly more difficult one. This one is going to be convertme.py. All right, so let's move on. This one is convertme.py, and I'm going to leave the link for the challenge in the chat. MS is Mississippi. Which one is Missouri? Is Missouri MO? Okay. All right, and let's see. BitSpectre. BitSpectre, are you also a InfoSec person? Are you working in InfoSec right now? So convertme.py. So what is the goal of this challenge here? It says run the Python script and convert the given number from decimal to binary to get the flag. Okay, so this one only has one file associated with it. So the first thing we need to do is we need to set up our challenge environment. So we're going to go back to the web shell, and we're going to back out, and then we're going to create a directory called convertme. We'll just call it convertme. And then we'll enter the directory, and then we're going to copy the link address for this file and download it using wget. So to everybody here, who here uses PicoCTF on a regular basis? I've done a lot of challenges from PicoCTF, but not everybody uses the same CTF platforms or learning platforms. Everybody, what's your favorite learning platform to use? Is it Hack the Box or TryHackMe or PicoCTF or something else? BitSpectre says, I was in IT support for approximately 18 years, and then I was laid off February 2020. So I have some interest in security. I've got a good amount of cons. Oh, I've gone to a good amount of cons over the years too. Well, glad to hear BitSpectre, and glad to see you here. Yeah. Let's see. Has anybody here ever been to DEF CON? Particle Dedu says Hack the Box and before Proving Ground. Hack the Box seems to be a pretty popular choice among the InfoSec streamers in the InfoSec community. Yeah. All right. So now that I'm here, I'm going to wget this. Oh, I've already done that. So I downloaded the file, and what we need to do is run the file. Agent 57 says it's 4:20 there and past 12 a.m. here, and it's now my birthday. Time to crack a bottle of suds to smoke a fat pancake too, while we watch this guy roll through PicoCTF. Agent 57. Well, happy birthday. Wait, let's everybody in chat say happy birthday to Agent 57. So happy birthday. All right, Particle Dedu says not possible to go to DEF CON. I'm not in the USA. Well, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could fly to the USA just for DEF CON. A lot of people do that, but maybe it's not so convenient to get to the States for everybody. All right, so Python convertme.py, and this is going to say if 30 is in decimal base, what is it in binary base? Personally, I can't do conversions from decimal to binary on the fly, so I'm gonna use a web app to do this. So I'm gonna do decimal to binary, and we've got rapidtables.com coming in clutch. So enter the decimal number, and it'll tell you the binary number. So click on convert, and it's going to be this right here. And then we go back to the terminal, and I'm going to paste in my answer, and it says correct, here's your flag. All right, so let's see. Particle Dedu says, oh, BitSpectre says, I would since I've been out of work since February 2020 and I have no funds. I'm sorry to hear that. BitSpectre. Hopefully things pick up for you in the next few months. Particle Dedu says, I prefer to watch YouTube videos after. I presume that's after DEF CON is over. All right. Yeah. So to everybody who is here, I set up some sound alerts in here, but please don't abuse. I'm telling a bunch of InfoSec people not to abuse my sound alerts, but here's this one, which are Stellar Jays. And Stellar Jays are my favorite bird. I've got some Stellar Jays in the neighborhood, which I feed from the bird feeder. And all right, so we're going to copy the flag, and that there is a northern flicker, which is a woodpecker species. So it is that is named to my area. All right, so we're going to go back to the PicoCTF webpage over here, and we're going to submit the flag over here, and click on the button, and we are done. Always remember to click on the upvote button over here to show appreciation to the challenge makers. All right, so what's another challenge we could do? We could do, fix me. Here's one where we have to actually interact with the code. All right, so fix me is the challenge we're doing next. Fix me 1.py. Here we are. All right, GoPro Slowyo says burbs, neat. 857, that was one cool looking bird, the no flicker. Yeah, so that's a northern flicker, and it's easily one of my favorite birds. Let's take a moment to just look at some northern flickers. That is a handsome bird right there. All right, so yeah, to everybody, I got into birding a couple of years ago, and it's been really fun noticing all the birds around and learning how to identify them by sight and sound. But let's go back to hacking, because that's what we're here for. Okay, so fixme1.py. Let's set up our challenge environment. Go back to the web shell. We're going to make it fixme1, and we're going to enter the directory. And H50 says that is ornithology or ornithology. I'm not too sure, but I just call it bird watching. That's what I like. Okay, so now that we're here, we can copy our files. We're going to download the Python script with wget. Okay, GoPro Slowyo says you might like, Merlin, all about birds. Yeah. I've got the Merlin app on my phone, and when I go hiking in the parks and stuff, I like to turn on the Merlin app that identifies bird sounds, and I usually pick up a lot of different birds on that, especially during the summer. All right, so now that we've copied the file, we're going to run the file with Python fixme1.py, and it says print, that is correct, here is your flag plus flag. It says unexpected indent, and it says that this error occurs on line 20. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to use our text editor. That's neat. I'm getting that for when I'm out with my dog. Yeah, that's it's certainly, if you're in an area where there are a lot of birds chirping away, download the Merlin app and turn on the recording mode where you can identify by sound, and it'll usually tell you exactly what bird is making noise when it's making the noise. So let's see. So it says here that the error is on line 20. So we can take that hint, and we're going to use nano to open up our file over here. Everybody in chat, please tell me what your preferred terminal text editor is. Is it Vim, or is it Vi, or is it Nano, or is it something else? Let us know. Okay, so it's going to be on line 20. It's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Okay, so here, the print command is indented, but the problem is that the print command should not be indented, and that's the problem over here. So all we need to do is we need to fix this line so that it's not indented, and then we need to save out the file. All right, so Agent57 says it's Vim. Particle to do says it's Vim for the regex. GoPro Slowyo says it's NeoVim or VS Code, and Zed is pretty dope too. I'm not too. I haven't heard of Zed. Is that a is that a new? Well, there's a lot of programs I don't know. I basically only use the programs that are on Kali because I'm a script kiddie. But I don't do very much. I don't do very much development, so I haven't really familiarized myself with a lot of IDE stuff. And GoPro Slozo also says I forgot Helix. Helix is pretty dope too. You know, I really want to get more into development when I have a little more free time, but one of these days I'm gonna have more free time to do more studying. But let's run this in Python again now that we've fixed up the indent on that particular line. All right, so we get the flag after fixing the code. So all we need to do is copy this, then go back to the PicoCTF webpage, submit the flag, and it is done. And then we can upvote the challenge. BitSpectre says Helix is solid. I haven't played with it in years. Particle to do asks, how did you correct the code, please? Okay, so let's go back. So the code originally when we ran the file, it said there was an error on line 20, and it says the error that was thrown was called the indentation error, unexpected indent. So when we went to line 20, we saw that the print command over here was indented when it shouldn't have been indented. So all we needed to do was unindent this line over here, and the code was able to run. All right, so let's move on to the next challenge. So fix me, that is done. And the next challenge is going to be glitch cat. Okay, so let's solve this one. Glitch cat. And to everybody who wants to follow along, I'm providing the link in the chat. This one is glitch cat. So what does the description say? Our flag printing service has started glitching. Additional details will be available after launching your challenge instance. Okay, so for this particular challenge, we don't need to create an environment inside of our web shell, but we need to spin up a VM, which is associated with this challenge. So all we need to do is click on this button right here, launch instance, and it's going to spin up the virtual machine that's associated with this challenge. Okay, so it says here that our printing service has started glitching, and it provides us with a netcat command we can use to access the service. So all we need to do is copy the command and then go back to our web shell terminal. I'm going to back out to my home directory. Actually, let me go into my temporary directory. Let me go to my temporary directory so I can solve the challenge from here. So from here, all we need to do is run the netcat command right here. So it's going to run netcat against this particular server, against this on this port right here. When we run the command, it's going to give us what looks like a flag right here. Okay, so can anybody in chat identify what an easy way would be to print out this flag in its proper form? So we see here that there's part of the flag right here, PicoCTF, and then the beginning of a flag, and then it adds a bunch of these CHR functions. So these CHR functions are actually part of Python, and the CHR functions print out characters that are associated with the ASCII character set. So we're talking about ASCII encoding. So, and these characters are notated in hexadecimal in hexadecimal format, which we can tell by the 0x prepend before the hexadecimal digits over here. So if we go, so let me show you an example. So I'm going to show you the ASCII table. And let's grab okay, so each character in ASCII is associated with a particular decimal number and a particular hex number. So you can see here, let's go over to some characters we can actually read. So capital A and capital B in ASCII code are associated with the decimal number 65 and decimal number 66. But in hex code, this is hexadecimal 41, or hexadecimal 41 and hexadecimal 42. So what we can do with the code over here is that we can actually run this in Python. I'm going to demonstrate. Particle to do says, I suppose you can convert to ASCII. Yes, that's exactly what we're going to do. And I'll show you how inside of this website here, which is very handy to use. It's called onlinepython.com. So this is just something you can use inside of your web browser. That's why I like to use this. So I'm going to copy this line right here. And then I'm going to go to onlinepython.com. And I've got this long string right here. What we're going to do is we're just going to throw a print function around this. So print, and then we're going to wrap this up in our parentheses. And what we're going to find out is that the chr function is actually part of Python. And when Python sees this, it's going to print out the character associated with ASCII hex and these numbers right here, and we're going to receive our flag. So what we're doing here is we're using Python to print out the proper characters. So after we've set up our print command, we can just click on this run button here, and it says invalid syntax. So what have I done wrong here? Okay. I need to wrap this in quotes. So I'm going to wrap this in quotes. I'm going to put a single quote here and a single quote. Oh, there's already a single quote over here. So there was just. Wait, do I have to put? I have to put a single quote right there, I think. Okay, let's try running that again. Okay, so now that I've fixed up my my quote problems, we get the full flag right over here, and it's this. So we just need to, can we copy this? Okay, copy to clipboard. And we're going to submit this as the flag. So scroll down and submit this. Okay, we're going to submit this as flag. Click on submit flag, and we are done. All right, don't forget to upvote this this challenge. And that's it. All right, so GlitchCat is done. And let's try another challenge. This one is called Password Crack 1. Okay. PW crack. And I'm going to provide the link for this challenge in the chat if everybody wants to give it a try. Okay, so this is actually an interesting series of challenges. There's about 6 of them, and they become progressively more difficult as you move on. All right, so let's set up our challenge environment. So I'm going to move into my home directory, and then I'm going to create a directory for this challenge. So it's going to be pwcrack1. And then I'm going to move inside, and then I'm going to download the file. So download the password checker here, and you'll need the encrypted flag in the same directory. So copy the link, and download it with wget, and do the same for the other file. Okay. All right, so everybody here, who has experience with Python or other programming languages, please let us know. Particle Dedu says brute force time. Hopefully we don't have to do any brute forcing for these challenges, but who knows? All right, so what we want to do is we want to run Python with the file name and see what happens. Okay, so please enter correct password for flag. So the problem is we don't know what the correct password for the flag is, so we're just going to put in test, and we get the output that password is incorrect. So what can we do? So we can take a look inside of the file. So I'm just going to use nano because that's the easiest one. That's the easiest terminal text editor I know to use. And let's take a look at what's inside of this file over here. So there's going to be the variable flag encoded. It's going to be a read on this particular file right here, which we need to include in the same directory. And then we see this function right over here, which is called level 1 PW check. So it says here, it wants input with please enter your correct password for flag, and it's going to turn that into user PW, this variable here called user PW. And then there's an if statement. If user PW is equal to this right here, then it says welcome back your flag user. But if not, it says that password is incorrect. So because we have access to the code over here, we know that this is the password. So we copy that password, and then we need to get out of the text editor, Control X, and then we want to rerun that file again. So we're going to run Python with level1.py, and it's going to ask us the correct password for the flag. Well, if we've previously copied the password from the source code, we would just paste this in, and then we would get our flag. So welcome black, your flag is this. So we just need to copy this and then go back to the web page, paste in our flag, and click on submit flag. And that one is done. So that's PWCrack1. We can go back in and we can upvote the challenge. All right. So let's. So is anybody following along? And if you're following along, did you manage to solve the challenge? If so, let us know in chat with some smileys and frogs. Just like that. All right. So let's move on to the second challenge. So we're not going to do all the challenges in here, but we'll move on to the second one. Okay. So PWCrack. Number 2. So everybody, here is the link for the challenge, and it says, can you crack the password to get the flag? Download the password checker here, and you'll need the encrypted flag as well. So this is the same format as the previous challenge. So we're going to go back and set up our challenge environment. So PWCrack, and this is 2, and then enter the directory. So from here, we just need to download the files with wget. And the second one as well. All right, everybody. So we have our 2 files in the directory now. Let's try running the program and see what happens. So this is going to be the same as the previous challenge. It's going to ask us for the password on the flag. We don't know, but we can probably get the password from the source code. But before that, let's take a look at the challenge description and see if we have any hints. So we have we always have, well, we don't always have hints, but usually with PicoCTF challenges, there's going to be a couple of hints or maybe more associated with each challenge. We just need to click on them. It says, does that encoding look familiar? Well, that's an interesting hint. And the second one is the str_XOR function does not need to be reverse engineered for this challenge. Okay, so that's very important because otherwise we might spend a lot of time trying to figure this thing out. Okay, so let's go back to the terminal and let's inspect the code. So it's going to be nano level2.py, and we have to understand that this function will not help you find the flag. We can ignore this over here. The format for this program is the same as the previous one. We've got our encoded flag as a variable over here, and then we have our level 2 password check. So this is a function, and we just need to understand what's going on inside this function. So there's the same variable as the first challenge. We've got our user PW variable, which is input, and then if user PW equals these characters over here, then it says welcome back your flag. So if you remember, these are actually a function inside of Python. It's the chr function over here, which is going to interpret a number, and it's going to return the equivalent character in ASCII. So we've got hexadecimal 33, hexadecimal 39, all of these, and just like in a previous challenge, we can use the online Python online Python app to run the Python code on this set of this line of code right here. So now that we've copied this, we go over to the onlinepython.com website, and we're going to clear everything here, and we're going to paste in our characters over here. Just like the last challenge, just like in the previous challenge, we can just throw a print statement at this, and we can get these characters right here. So when we run this, it's going to run this Python code with these chr functions, and it's going to give us the password for the level. Okay, so when we run this, it gives us this answer right here. So we just need to copy this, and we can use this as the password. We go back to the web shell, we exit, and then we run the program again inside of Python. So enter the correct password for the flag, paste in the answer. Okay, it seems like that was not the correct thing. Let's just remember what the output is over here. So it's 39 CE. Okay, we're going to use that as the password. So 39 CE. All right, it says here is your flag user, PicoCTF, trash slinging, I suppose. All right, copy this, and we're going to use this as the flag for the challenge. All right, so inside of password crack 2, paste in your flag, and click on submit flag, and you are done. And remember, you can upvote the challenge by clicking on the rate positive button right here. Okay, so we have time to solve one more challenge before this exercise is done. Let's go with, which challenge should we go with here? Okay, I think there's one called Serpentine that might work. All right, so inside of here, Serpentine, this challenge right here. Let's solve this challenge. I have the link for everybody in chat who wants to follow along. And let's create our directory inside of our web terminal. So make dir serpentine, and then we enter the directory. Let's copy the Python script, and then let's download the file with wcat. All right, so let's just try running the file and see what happens. Okay, so here in this program it says, welcome to the Serpentine Encourager. We have three options: A, print encouragement; B, print flag; and C, quit. All right, so let's try option A, print encouragement. So it says, keep it up. That was encouraging. All right, let's try print flag. So the B option. Okay, and it says, oops, I must have misplaced the print flag function. Check my source code. So this means that we're going to have to make some modifications to the code before we can get the flag. So now all that's left is option C, to quit out of here. And let's inspect the source code with the nano program. So inspect serpentine.py, and we see here we've got one function over here called print encouragement. It says something like, you can do it, keep it up, look how far you've come. That's what this particular function does. All right, the main function over here is going to print out this ASCII snake. And then it's going to give you the options over here, and you can select which option you want to do. All right, so the option for B, print flag, is currently this. So print, oops, I must have misplaced the flag, print flag function, check my source code. So what we want to do is we want to replace option B. We want to replace this print function over here with the print flag function. So let's find the print flag function. Where is the print flag function? It is this one, print flag. And all you need to do to call this function is to just type out the function with the parentheses over here, and we assume this is going to print out the flag for this challenge. So let's go back down to option B. What we can do is we can do Control K to cut this line, and then inside of here we want to make sure that everything is indented to the same level, and then we want to paste in the print flag function over here. So all we need to do is make sure that the print flag function over here has replaced the B option here, and then we want to save out the file. So save out the file with the Control X, save modified buffer, press Y for yes, and then press enter to save the file. And now when we run python serpentine.py, we should be able to print the flag with the B option over here. So just select B, and our flag is printed. This is the value of the flag, and we need to go back to the the PicoCTF web page, paste in the flag, click on submit flag, and we are done. All right, so make sure to go back to Serpentine and click on the upvote button to show your appreciation for the challenge makers. All right, so everybody, that was Maloney and Le Pen fan says, stop Scheinbaum's bird flu pandemic hoax. Keep our cows pure. Stop the PCR. Do not comply. I don't know about and I don't know anything about the bird flu pandemic. But we're talking about InfoSec and cybersecurity stuff here. So if you could refrain from talking about bird flu, that would be great. All right, so everybody, we finished our Python challenges for the day, and I think that we're going to be rating somebody else in just a few minutes. Let's take a look at who is on from the InfoSec channel. GoPro Slowyo is on, and now is a great opportunity to go and raid GoPro Slowyo to show some appreciation for what he does for the community. Politicians don't like hackers. Please keep politics at the door, please. All right, so everybody who's new here, thank you very much for coming and watching me solve PicoCTF Python challenges. Let's celebrate by playing our Stellar J, and we're going to be raiding GoPro Slowyo. Everybody, please participate in the raid. It helps introduce people to great InfoSec Twitch streamers like GoPro Slowyo. He does a lot for the community, and I hope everybody has fun over there. Agent 57, thank you very much for the encouraging words. But everybody, let's go over and raid GoPro Slowyo. I'm going to be streaming again on Friday, a little bit later in the evening, probably at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we're going to be going over Hack the Box starting point boxes. So to everybody who always wanted to get into Hack the Box, we're going to be doing a walkthrough of some of the beginner machines over there. I hope to see you there, and until then, let's raid GoPro Slowyo, and we'll see you next time.